Hi, this is Lisa from Transmission, and here's a little daytime video just showing you the sort of look that I normally do if I'm just popping out to the shops. You'll see in the background this is the new Transmission office. Moved house and everything, and yeah, much better space. Anyway, all I've done to prepare for this video is to shave very closely and to moisturise. And the foundation I'm using is the Eyeliner Camera Clear cream foundation, and this is in almond. They do it in all sorts of different colours. It is my advice would be to match your skin type, your skin tone as closely as possible, and then use, for a daytime look, use a very small amount. As you can see, I'm just using tiny dabs there, and then I'm going to blend that all across the jawline and across the lips and the nose. As you can see, I'm just checking the mirror. Now you can use a sponge. I tend to use my fingers just because I find that it goes on slightly cleaner, I guess. Although when I say cleaner, I don't mean, you know, clean, because you get it all over your hands, but it gives a more of a an even coverage than sometimes using a sponge does. It's entirely up to you. If you use a sponge, that's great. If not, use your fingers. You know. Each of us do it differently. And you'll see that I've put my hair into a little wig cap, hair cap thing. I'm growing my hair out, and I'm currently in that really awkward, nasty, awkward phase where it won't do anything. Hence the wig cap, just holding it all back. So yeah, just make sure you get the corners of your nose and everywhere basically covered. What I'm looking for there is the powder foundation. And this again is Eyeliner, and it's just the powder foundation you see us use all the time. Now, because I'm already dressed, I didn't want it falling all over my top. It's just a new gypsy top. But there you go. I think it came from New Look, to be fair. No, sorry, it didn't. This is from Yours. Very good tip if you're a larger lady. Yours is a fantastic little clothes shop. But anyway, so that's using the Eyeliner Stage Foundation, the blending powder, and it's been toned quite a bit to match my skin colour, because it can be quite orange. So what I do is I mix it with talcum powder, as I've said previously, to get a mix, to get a match with my skin colour, because I'm quite pale. So there you go, cover everywhere. So what I tend to do is pat it on, as you've seen, and then blend and pull it down. Yeah, just again checking the mirror, making sure that I've not got any huge dry scaly patches. Sometimes when you use a cream foundation, it does take a while for it to dry. I think I've discussed that in a previous video. So they are placing just the protective layer of powder under my eyes, just because even with a very basic daytime look, I do have a habit of dropping things. So this is the Stargazer Translucent pressed powder eyeshadow. It will be in our palette that we're going to be doing very soon from Transmission, and this is a slightly wedge-shaped application brush. Now, it actually, on camera, it looks a lot lighter than it does to the naked eye, but I'm placing it in the upper area, just below the eyebrow, and actually just on the brow bone itself, just highlighting that, taking it into the eye. Just putting another bit on. So again, just highlighting the top of the brow bone above the eye, and up to where the eyebrow is. Again, this technique that I use suits my particular facial shape. If your eyes aren't as hooded as mine, you might not need as much highlighting. You might choose to place your makeup in slightly different positions. All I'm showing you is what works for me. This is a small blending brush. I've only just recently started using this one, actually, and this is a Rimmel bronzer. Again, it's about 2 shades darker than my natural skin. Well, maybe a bit more than that, actually. But as you can see there, it looks a lot darker on camera than it does in reality. So all I'm doing is I'm going into the crease line of the eye, taking it across the crease and then out slightly. So into the crease. I'm also covering about a third of the outside of the eye. Not going for a huge smoky eye look. So place it and then blend it out. Don't particularly want the eyes to look brown. There you go. Just loading the brush with some of the colours. Yep, so this is a tawny. This is what this colour's called. It's Laval, I think it is. Again, just another blusher. I'm actually using blushes as eyeshadows. This was a trick that I picked up from a friend of mine. Because I'm going for more of a daytime look, I don't want it to look too harsh. Now again, you've really got to trust me on camera, this looks a lot harsher than it does in reality. But anyway, so the tawny blusher, which is a little bit more red. So I've done a little bit of brown, and this is a little bit more red now, just going on, just giving it a little hint of depth. Or if you're looking at it on screen, you know, panda eyes. It honestly isn't that dark. Oh, I dropped a brush there. That's what I was bending over on the floor for. See, nothing if not professional. There you are. So that's my little application brush. You've seen me use this with the white that I often use. This time I'm using it again with Stargazer. I have to admit I am a complete convert to Stargazer. I used to use MAC, but I find their pigments have changed, a lot of their products have changed, and for me personally I just don't get the same effect as I used to. So this is a bronze, I think it's number 37 off the top of my head, it might be 31, I can't remember, but it's a bronze colour. And I'm just going back over that eye, over the inside of the eye, up to about halfway, and blending it through with the browns and the reds that I've already put on. So it's almost autumnal, which is a bit weird because I'm doing this in towards the end of March, so as spring is here, just before Easter. So again, use a little bit more of the gold, just take it across. I like this because it's quite a shimmery gold, bronze. It's quite it's metallic. It's got a little bit of glitter to it, but it isn't too drag queen. It isn't too nighttime. You can get away with it during the day. You just use less. So again, using the translucent powder and the same brush, I'm just going over the top and applying a little bit of the translucent powder to the inside of the eye on top of that bronze. The reason I'm doing this is, again, I don't want to look like a disco diva. Just in case you turn it down, but you can still see it's there. When the light hits it, it just gives it a little bit of light, bounces across from the bronze. So this is another blending brush. A bit of a stiffer brush than I'm used to using, but this again just helps move the eyeshadows and that around, or in this case the bronzer and the blusher, but it just moves it around, it just slightly tones it down, and gives it a slightly smoky effect, but using browns and beiges and bronzes. So it's quite a different look for me with smoky eyes. I'm going to say I'm loving that top at the moment. I'm loving the gypsy fashion. If you are a trans person, in the UK certainly this coming season, the gypsy look, the boho look is absolutely everywhere, and personally it suits me. I'm a bit of an old hippie at heart, so I love it. Anyway, what I'm looking for is actually a brown eyebrow pencil, and could I find one? Could I buggery? Eventually, in the makeup box to my right there, you'll see. Eventually, I found one. Now, because I'm going for a daytime look, I'm actually not really shaping my eyebrows as such, I'm just darkening them. I do have small amounts of eyebrow in place, just in the corner, that I've already drawn on. That one, pretty much where I am there, that's as much as eyebrows I've got. So I blend it out and shape it out with just a line. Again, using a brown and using quite lots and lots of multiple strokes, because that way it replicates the hair. I find that if you just do one stroke across, it looks quite unnatural, whereas you've got lots of little strokes, almost like an impressionist painting. The lots of little strokes tend to help the reality. That's my opinion anyway. Now, you'll see a little bit later the wig I put on is black. Now, I purposely didn't go for black eyebrows, as I find that black eyebrows can be quite harsh. It's quite a severe look. So I've gone for quite a pale, really, brown, not even a dark brown, but quite a light brown colour. Again, reflecting that daytime look, again reflecting the fact that I'm not really going for huge dark eyes, I'm just going for, you know, an everyday nipping out to the shops look. Having said that, even a daytime look, I need a little bit of eyeliner just to shape and define my eyes. So I go under the eyes, and I wasn't going to, but I will do a little bit, you'll see in a second. I will go on the top of the eyelid as well. Now this is actually drawn on the bottom of the eyelid, it's the eyeliner is drawn onto my waterline. Now, this is something you don't often see. I am how can I put this? I am not 18 anymore. And so what you'll find is that sometimes as you do get older, your skin might be a little bit more loose over your face, certainly over your eyes. I mean, I've always had hooded eyes since I was a baby, so there's always been excess flesh there, but excess skin there. But yeah, so if you do have to just pull to shape that line, don't sort of worry about it. That is, you know, it comes to all of us. Even the most gorgeous chiseled young lady will eventually become a saggy old crone and need to pull her face when she's doing her eyeshadow. For me, it's just happened already. So again, a little bit more of that translucent powder actually going on top of the eyeliner, but just highlighting the middle of the eye to the corner of the eye, and just right up to that brow bone. Just defining that shape right up to the eyebrow. That's, you can't really see it there, but I had a little bit of smudge of something had hit my cheeks. That's why I was trying to blow it away. But so this is a brown-black mascara. It is Boots 17, I think it is. But it's a big volumizing mascara, which I quite like. No false lashes for this look today, because again, it's not for a nighttime look or going out look. It is very much a, you know, nip into the shops or even nip into work, depending on your job. See it? I roll the mascara wand down the lashes. Because I'm looking in the mirror and I'm very aware of the camera, what you should do is really look down and then pull the mascara wand to follow the lash line. You know, this is a tip as well. When you reapply, don't pump it. You just put it in and out. You don't pump your mascara. On quite a few of these videos, you see people go with the mascara wand. Don't do that, because what it does, it puts oxygen into the mascara itself, and I know I've probably been guilty of it in videos in the past, but it puts oxygen into the mascara, which then oxidizes it, and that's where you get infections. Also, very, very, very important, don't use your mascara for more than 3 or 4 months. If you've got one, go and look in your makeup box now. If you've got mascara that's been in there for years, dump it. If you've got something that's gone cloggy, dump it. The reason that people get eye infections and the reason that people get problems with their eyes when they wear a lot of makeup is a lot of times down to the mascara. If you think about it, it's a nice wet encapsulated liquid that's, you know, constantly pumped in and out. So if you get any sort of conjunctivitis or any sort of, you know, problem with your eye, you put that bacteria back into the mascara every time you pump it. Anyway, so this is using that same Rimmel bronzer and a very large brush. Now, again, not going for an overly made up look, but just giving it a little bit of definition. So taking the blusher, or in this case the bronzer, down from the cheeks to highlight the cheekbones. Now again, using this translucent, which is one of my favourite colours. We're going to have a couple of the translucents in the palettes that we're designing. Going under the eye and out and across the top of the nose and just on the top of the lips. Now again, everywhere you put the paler colour you bring forward, and anywhere you darken you send back. So all I'm doing with this is helping to angularize my face, make it more angular, and just change the shape of my face. And again, because I've got quite a rectangular or an oval face, it just helps bring in a little bit more femininity and a little bit more shape. It's pretty much nearly done, to be fair. So this is a nude lipstick. It's a slightly beige, but nude it's called. So again, not going for that nighttime look, and what I'm looking for there is actually staring me right in the face. About to find it, about to find it. Just seen it. There. So what I'm actually looking for is the Mother Plucker. There you are. I think it's Soap and Glory or Benefit make it. And it's just a pink lip balm, effectively, or lip gloss. But it's got that bee sting stuff in it, so it plumps your lips up. But what I find is putting the pink on top of the beige nude lipstick, it just gives a little hint of pink without it being too lipsticky or too slutty. So yeah, that's pretty much me done. Time to whack the wig band off. As you can see in there behind, my hair's growing at a rate of knots, and whack on the wig. Positioning of wigs is quite important. All your hair on the side, make sure you tuck it up and under. So hold on to the wig, pull the wig down, pull all your hair up and under, and then of course give it a quick little style. What I find with the short wigs is that they're quite easy. This one is actually cut or weaved into that style already, so it doesn't really take much looking after. To be honest, you can stick it in the washing machine, stick it straight out, and it looks like that. But yeah, just make sure that at the back, if your natural hair like mine is quite long, just make sure that that's sort of tucked in, tucked up. If you've got to use a little bit of gel or, you know, some product to keep your hair in place, then do so, because there's nothing worse than seeing one colour hair sticking out of the wig that's a different colour. But there you go. Now again, because I've gone for quite a dark wig, personally I think it tones the makeup down even further. The hairspray across the face, obviously, as I've told you before, just sets the makeup in place. And what I'm going to do then is add in some earrings and a necklace, and just that's me off out to the shops. So there you go, that's a video for transmission. Hopefully you'll be joining us again soon on the next one. Take care.